Washington football team put themselves back in the conversation for the playoffs, sort of.
Not even just the conversation. They're the number 7 seed right
now. They are
the
7 seed. Hello, there we go.
They're 4 spots ahead of Debo's team.
They are the conversation.
Wow, I don't think I realized that. Obviously, didn't realize that.
Knocked out your Minnesota Vikings.
What a plot twist that is. And
frankly, it's a plot twist because that is one team we have not mentioned at all. We literally spent time Sunday night talking about which NFC team had the best chance of getting into that 7th spot. Obviously, we mentioned the Vikings. We went down the list. We named the Eagles. We named the Falcons. We named the Saints. We even named the Panthers. We did not name Washington.
And by the way, Breech, they are 5-2 in the NFC, which is why they bumped the Vikings who were 4-3.
And what does that mean? They're 0-4 against AFC teams.
They're also 3-0 coming out of their bye, and
Ron Rivera off the bye.
Ron Rivera off the bye.
Ron Rivera is an Andy Reid disciple. There you go. So coming into the bye, they held the Packers to 24 points. Remember, they had the worst passing defense in all of football, and they weren't great on Monday night. They gave us some big passes. Shout out to the offense for carrying them. But 24 points to the Packers, 17 points to the Broncos, 19 points to Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, 21 to Carolina on the road in a massive game that everyone was pumped up for. And then, of course, they held the Seahawks to 15. They're not a pretty team. This is very much a Ron Rivera sort of squad that is overachieving with the defense coming together. I think the defense is it's playing better now. It's weird because Chase Young is hurt.
Can't play worse.
But I mean, you can't play worse, but the defense is improved over the last month and a half. And we see this with teams sometimes where, the defense takes a little while to come together. Washington has the Raiders up next at the Raiders on Sunday, and then Dallas at Philly, at Dallas, Philly at New York. All due respect to Mike McCarthy, to Jalen Hurts, to Nick Sirianni. Those are winnable games.
This actually works out well for me because I had Washington winning the division back in August.
I got a bet on it. Let's go get it.
So let me put this out there, and then I want to hear your Mike McCarthy rumor, which I haven't heard yet about him being on the hot seat. Would you rather have, so Washington replaced Minnesota as the 7th team. Minnesota's now 8th. Would you rather have Taylor Heineke or Kirk Cousins to play out the rest of your season to get you to the playoffs?
I think Kirk Cousins, but Taylor Heineke's playing well.
Breech.
I think Kirk Cousins is more talented and more polished, but I know what my ceiling is with Kirk Cousins. We almost saw Taylor Heineke just go out and beat the Buccaneers in the playoffs last year. He was the only one that even played well against them. He beat them. He's a wild card, and so I think you at least have a chance at a win in the playoffs with Heineke. I don't think you have with Cousins just because Cousins is what he is.
History says you don't have. I'm with you. I'm with Heineke because if nothing else, Heineke can go crazy one day and just go off. Also, Heineke, you can't tackle him behind the line of scrimmage, apparently. He's incredibly elusive, whereas Kirk Cousins is just asking to get hit and sacked, and that seems to be and make bad plays down the stretch. What do we got here?
Has leapfrogged the Philadelphia Eagles.
Good boy, Debo.
9-1 is kind of interesting with that, with 2 games, because you're 2 games back of Dallas.
What do you like better, 9-1 or 14-1 with Debo's Eagles?
I like 9-1 with the team that's close in second place.
Yeah,
but the Eagles have their bye. That's right. They're another game in MetLife Stadium against the Jets, and then their bye. I think I would rather have Washington because the Eagles only have 1 game remaining against the Cowboys. They lost the first one at Dallas, and if you're trying to catch Dallas, even though they're theoretically a better team, you need the games against Dallas because you can guarantee yourself a full game in the standings by beating the Cowboys.
Well, and the ugly part for the Eagles, they don't really have any margin for error, at least when it comes to winning the division, because they're 0-2 in the division right now.
Right.
So if you lose just one of those last 4, you're 3-3 best case scenario, and that just puts you on the outside looking in as far as all those tiebreakers go. Whereas you have Washington and the Cowboys, who are both undefeated in the division right now. If Washington went 4-2 in the division last year, they're 1-0 this year. You have 5 straight games to close the season. And I mean,
3 on the road.
But if you go 4-1 there, you feel pretty good about your chances of winning the division.
If
Forget
you
the
go
Raiders.
4-1 in your final 5 division games, yeah, you feel pretty good.
Well, they
What if they
went
go
4-2 in
5-0?
the division. They're 5-2 in their last 7 division games.
If Washington closes 6-0, there's a path to
There's
the
a path.
playoffs.
Nobody's saying that.